Hi there, welcome to my channel and welcome to part 7 of my Museum Monday series. In last week's episode I took Blathers to Granite Falls to start the insect collection, and it turned out that he was having trouble collecting insects. When he goes fishing and his squeamish issues kick in, I can get him to take deep breaths. That's one of the options, and he takes these deep breaths and he recovers and I can ask him to fish again. But when he tries to collect insects, I don't get the option to take deep breaths. It just times out that he's too icked out by the insects and he won't try to collect them again, and I then have to wait for, I think it's like 2 or 3 hours before I can try again, which is going to be too long. There are 21 different kinds of insects to collect, and it's not like every time he picks one up it's a different one. He could be catching multiples, and also there's not a 100% catch rate. So he can attempt to catch them, not actually catch them, and still get the moodlet that means he then doesn't try to catch them again. So this is making it extremely difficult. I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to do this within the 7 days that he's in Granite Falls, and I don't really want to extend the holiday. So I am going to invite T to join us on the holiday because she keeps coming round, she keeps wanting to be friends with Blathers. So I think I'll invite her to join us on the holiday. I'll invite her to join the household, and that way she can catch insects and she can also fish, and she won't get grossed out because she's not squeamish. So she can fish, she can look for insects, she can help us get the rest of the collection. There is only 5 fish types unique to Granite Falls that we need to catch, but that should be a lot easier than trying to get 21 different insects, which is what we're up against. So that's what I will be doing in this week's episode. I will be inviting her along, and with her help, as in she will be doing most of the work, I will be catching the 5 Granite Falls exclusive fish and the 21 different types of insect. I'm looking for bugs, and there's actually a person standing in the bushes here, and I'm not really sure why. They're like stuck in there. Who is that? It's Brittany Cho. Maybe she's hiding in there because she's hiding from the paps. She just doesn't seem to be coming out. I think she's just stuck in there. I don't know if that's a glitch in the game, but she's not exactly coming out in a hurry. So once Blathers wakes up, I'm going to call T and invite her to join us on the holiday, because I'm definitely going to need her help to catch these insects. I'm not sure why he has an uncomfortable moodlet, but the stressed moodlet, you can see it there, is because of his midlife crisis. And he's now also angry, which is probably also to do with the midlife crisis. Yes, it is. Why me from contemplating life? So because he's going through that this week, it's doubly difficult trying to get him to do anything. So I definitely need her help. So I am going to call her along and ask her to come and give us a hand. And he wants to have a first kiss with her because he's still got that romantically reserved thing. Despite the fact that we said we just wanted to be friends with her, he's still interested in her, she's still on and off interested in him. So I'll just get her to join the household and they can work together on completing the collections, and he can have his romantically reserved relationship with her. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to maintain their relationship, and hopefully it won't get in the way of completing the collections. There's not a lot more to do now in terms of collecting. Once I've got the insects, really the only thing left to do is to complete the rest of the fish. Now, since last week's episode, I've gone away and had a look, and I need to go to Sulani specifically for some of the fish, for which there's quite a few, so I might get them to take a vacation in Sulani. That might be easier than travelling back and forth to Sulani multiple times. And there are a few that are specific to Salvadorada, and I can't just travel to Salvadorada, that will have to be a vacation as well. So the next couple of episodes will be vacation-based episodes as we go to the specific locations to catch the last few of the fish that we need to complete that collection. So Blathers is in a slightly better mood, he's feeling playful, and I've managed to get him to go fishing. I still haven't found T yet. We invited her along and it said she was here, but I can't physically see her anywhere in the campsite. So I think I will definitely ask her to join our household so that I can keep track of her. And that's him grossed out already, and he's caught a trout, which is a fish that we already had. It's not one of the fish that we need, unfortunately. But at least with the fishing, I can just click on Blathers himself, and I have the option to tell him to take deep breaths, like this, and when he takes the deep breaths, the uncomfortable moodlet goes away, and I can then ask him to just go back to fishing, which unfortunately I can't do with the bug collecting. Still can't see T anywhere going about. No, I've got no idea. I've got no idea where she is. I still can't find T. So I think I might need to invite her again. I don't know if she came and left or if she didn't actually come along. I'm sure I got a notification saying that she was joining us on the holiday, like she'll be right there. So I'm just going to try to invite her again. Okay, she's not on the list of people that I can invite. So that means she's either at work, at her job, or she's already here somewhere. And I'm pretty sure I got a notification saying she was here. So I just need to try to find out where she is and take it from there. So I'm going to cheat it by saying I'm going to watch TV with her, because that should summon her into the residence and have her watching TV, because that's the only way I can think to find her, is just to force her into performing an action with me. So I don't see her coming anywhere. I don't see her approaching to join us. She's not already there, so I don't know where she is. Still don't see her. Okay, since she's not going to watch this TV with me, I'm going to try fishing with her. If I fish together with and choose T, that will hopefully summon her to come fishing with us. Is that her in the distance there? I think that's her. I think that's her just gone and started fishing. So I don't know why she didn't come and watch the movie with us, but that looks like that's her, gone down to the river there to go fishing. So at least she's finally appeared. Yeah, there she is. Okay, cool. No, Blathers is definitely not adventurous. I definitely don't need that. That's Blathers, disgusted because he's caught another fish yet again. So I'll get him to speak to T to try and calm himself down. Because he's needing to speak to someone, he's getting upset because his social's low. And I've got the option to ask to join household, so I'm just going to ask her to join household because it's going to be easier than using the fish together with, and I can't ask her to collect insects unless I ask her to join the household. So if I get her to join the household, I can get her collecting insects for us, because it's obviously going to be a waste of time trying to get Blathers to do it. He can just fish and take deep breaths while she collects all the insects. And this is going to be a little bit of a cheat because she has 20,000 simoleons, which will be added to my household funds. And I was only making money by selling excess from collections, but there is quite a lot of work needed to be done to the museum, and I was struggling for money. And I didn't say that I couldn't earn money this way. It was just never my intention to have someone else join my household. I know she does have a job. I'll probably get her to quit it and just help me full-time with the collections. Although, if she has vacation days, I'll use her vacation days and get the money for them first. And then I'll have her quit her job so that it's not too much of a cheat, the extra money that she will bring in by joining my household. And she's sad already. Why is she sad? She's got no reason to be sad, so I don't know what that's about. Okay, I could only see one lot of insects, so I've sent T to go and collect, or try to collect those insects. So I'll see how she's getting on with that. Did she catch them? No, she didn't. So that's not a great start, so I'll see if I can find something else for her to try to catch. Blathers keeps going to use the public bathroom even when he doesn't need a shower or the toilet. He keeps just going to do it just because he's in Granite Falls, and given that he's squeamish, I know he's going to get an uncomfortable moodlet if he goes and uses that toilet. So I'm just going to call him back before he goes in there and makes himself uncomfortable. Okay, so it's the next day, so I'm going to see how T gets on trying to catch insects here. Okay, so she's caught bees. Okay, so finally we've started the insect collection. And hopefully I can find a few more here, but we'll probably go to there's like another area in Granite Falls, I think it's like a national park or national forest, where there's rarer insects and some of the rarer fish can be caught there. So I'll take them there today and I'll have Blathers do the fishing whilst T goes around and catches any insects that we see. Okay, so Blathers just caught a yellow perch, and that is one of the fish that I was after. That is one of the Granite Falls exclusive fish. So we're finally starting to make some progress. So just a quick look at where we are with everything. So it is fish and insects that we're focusing on while we're here. So of the fish so far, I have 32, and you can see there that I've just caught that yellow perch with a star next to it for Granite Falls. I've also caught a walleye, which was Granite Falls. So I should now just have 3 more to catch that are Granite Falls exclusive, which is the 2 crawdads, and a scorpionfish or the mountain lionfish, I can't remember which one it is. They both kind of look the same, just as the outline there. So there's just 3 more fish to catch here, and I've only got 1 insect, so I have 20 different types of insects to try and catch while we're here as well. Okay, so here we are in the National Park Forest area in Granite Falls. So this waterfall area up here is where we will find some of the rarer fish. So I'll get Blathers to fish here. He should probably be able to get all of the fish that I'm looking for. And I can already see there's some insects hanging around this area as well. So I'll get T to come over here and catch them because it looks like it's something that we don't already have. Yeah, this looks like it's some kind of dragonfly. I'm just waiting for T to come over here and actually catch it. So here comes Blathers to go fishing. And there's T way in the distance, finally catching up. Hopefully she catches it first time. Okay, that looks like she caught it. Yep, she caught a dragonfly, which is one of the more uncommon ones. She's got a sad moodlet there. I don't think that's because of Blathers. I think it's her sister that was there when we arrived on the lot. Her sister randomly turned up at the lot. I think she's upset about something, and I think that's where the sad moodlet came from. But she's over it now, anyway. So I'm going to look to see if I can find any more bugs for her to catch. Okay, so there's some insects over here as well. I wish they would tell you what kind of insects they are, because there's not 21 different animations. Some of the flying insects kind of look similar, and some of the crawling bug insects kind of look similar. That looks like something I don't already have, but it would be nice if it told you what it was when you hover over it. Okay, so T did successfully catch those insects, but yeah, foul stench. So I think it must be a stink bug that she got. A little green cloud erupted when she caught them. So I'm thinking that that's what's caused that, and unfortunately she's now uncomfortable. So she's autonomously started cloud gazing, so I'm just going to leave her doing that just while she recovers from her moodlet that she's in. Oh no, she didn't even catch it. She didn't even catch the stink bug after all that. Oh, this is going to take longer than I thought. So as Blathers is fishing here in the water, I can actually see the blue and the red crawdad swimming about in the water there, so he'll definitely catch both of those here. Hopefully he'll catch them next, but this is obviously going to take quite a bit of time catching the insects. I might get them to just sort of stay here and sleep on the couches. There's like a little lodge in the middle of this area with some couches in them. I've currently got T having a nap on one of them because she was tired. I might just get them to snooze and use the facilities at the lodge and stay in this area as long as possible to try to catch the rest of the fish and any of the rare insects, because I believe that they are all in this area somewhere. And then we'll go back to the main campsite to just get any of the remaining common insects. And since that's going to be quite repetitive and a little bit boring, I'll probably just cut out the gameplay of me doing that. Like I say, it will just be Blathers here taking deep breaths and continuing to fish from this pool to try to get the rest of the fish. And it will be T running around in between the trees, catching any insects that she can. And I'll pick up again once we've got everything. Okay, so we are back from our vacation, and we did manage to get all the insects, and we got all the fish that we were needing. I also, just to save it being a little bit too boring, went across to Forgotten Hollow because there was the vampire squid which could only be caught in Forgotten Hollow. That was just the one extra fish that I needed. So I've got that as well now, so I'm going to need a couple of extra aquariums to get everything in, so I'm just moving some things around. I'm probably going to make the museum overall a little bit bigger as well, just so I can get the insects in, and at the moment I'm just really creating space to get everything physically into the museum, and I'm not really working too much on the aesthetics of the museum itself. Blathers has been complaining a lot about the decoration in the museum. I think it's because there are frogs and bugs used as decoration items and he doesn't like them as a squeamish sim. But he does still have the very basic kitchen there, and it's usually when he's in the living room sitting next to the kitchen that he complains about the decoration. So I'm going to just replace it with something slightly better. I don't want to spend too much money, but I'll replace the worktops and the fridge and the oven because they are like those second-hand ones from City Living. I'll replace them all with something a little bit nicer, and I'm going to change the decoration on the walls to be something a little bit nicer as well. And obviously now that T's living with us, I'll need to replace the bed upstairs as well because it's just a single bed. So I'll put a double bed in so that they both have somewhere to sleep. Okay, so I'm just swapping out the kitchen for the Country Charm kitchen, and this is everything that came with the, I think it was the Country Kitchen kit. They all came with a kit anyway, and they do all match. The worktops match the oven and the fridge freezer. They're better food quality, better power consumption, so it'll save a bit of money on the bills as well. And I think they have an environment of 1 or 2 possibly, so it should help with his negative moodlets about the decoration having this in. And I'm going to find some stools that match, that are slightly more comfortable than the ones that he's got. The ones he's got have got a comfort of 1. Again, I don't want to spend a huge amount of money, so I'll see what I can manage to get. Okay, so these have a comfort of 4. These ones from the Dream Home Decorator pack. And that colour matches the kitchen quite well, so we'll use those 2. So hopefully that will help him feeling so down about the decoration. And then I'll just make a couple of other changes. I'll probably get a better TV, because he's just got that basic TV that's just got a fun of 2. So I'll get a nicer TV, and I'll probably change some of the colours, like the colours of these sofas, to be something a little bit more neutral so that it matches everything else a bit better. Okay, and without spending too much money, I'll go for this TV, which has a higher fun factor, but it's not ridiculously expensive. And then we'll just change a couple of other things. So I've tried a few different wall coverings, and I'm not really happy that any of them really look like the wall coverings in the museum in Animal Crossing. It's quite difficult to find something that matches even remotely. So I think I'm probably just going to go for something that's like a brick. Probably like that. I think that's probably about the closest kind of look that I want to go for. Yeah, that's a bit too clean and too pale. Okay, so I'm going with this one, which I think it might actually be the same as the pattern that's on the exterior walls as well. And I'll maybe see if I can do some sort of decoration. The museum in Animal Crossing has like a sort of stone marbly part along the lower bit of the wall that I don't think I'm going to be able to replicate, but I can maybe just cover it up with other pieces of furniture or wall coverings. I'm going to leave it like that just now. I think that's close enough to what I'm after. And I'm just going to copy it to the other floors. I'll put it up here on the upper floor and down into the basement as well. And I actually need to put flooring in the basement too, because I'd never put flooring down there yet. So again, I'll use the same flooring that's on the other 2 floors in the basement. There we go. I haven't actually finished sizing up and playing about with the fossils yet. Again, I'll perfect the arrangement of everything in the museum once it's up and running. That desk and chair there, the black desk and the grey chair, that was in T's inventory. I think she's got that as part of the job that she does. So I just put that out for somewhere for her to sit, and I'll keep that original desk for Blathers, and I'll put a double bed in. I'll get one that's reasonably comfortable but not too expensive. I think I'm probably going to go for one of the ones I usually go for, which is this Tufted and Tucked from the, I can't remember the name of that. It's a stuff pack it's from. It's Vintage Glamour, I think it maybe is. It's the one that comes with the Butlers. That bed has one of the highest comfort rates on it and is incredibly cheap compared to other beds with that level of comfort on them. So, and energy, it gives a lot of energy back, so that is probably my best bed option. And then I just need to put out the rest of the insects from their inventory and the fish into the aquariums. I've got a couple of duplicates in their personal inventories, so I need to figure out what I've got. I didn't sell everything towards the end. I've got 2s and 3s of some of them. So once I've got one of everything on display, I will just sell the remainder and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so I think I'm missing 2 insects, and when I came out of doing this from Build and Buy, T automatically went to work, and I didn't realise she'd gone to work until I started taking stuff out of Blathers' inventory, and I think she's got the other 2 insects in her inventory. So I'll need to wait for her to come back from work or call her back from work so that I can get them, but then once I've got them, that will be that complete. T is home. She was very tired, so I've just let her go to bed. So I will just get the remaining insects out of her inventory, and that will be the collection complete and on display. Okay, so there we go. That is all 21 insects now out on display, and all the fish are in the aquarium. So I think I gave all the insects to Blathers first before I put everything out onto display, so his collection notes should have updated. So I'll just have a double check into what it says under his inventory and just check that I've got everything up to date so that I can see at a glance what I still need to get. But first, I'm letting these two have breakfast, and then I'm going to have them have their first kiss, because they both seem to want that, and T's just constantly flirty when she's around Blathers. And I've had her call in to work to take vacation. She does have, I think, one vacation day left. The job she's in, she only works a couple of days a week, so she only used a couple of days vacation to do her week in Granite Falls with us. She wasn't there for the whole week. So she still has, I think, one day left. So she's taken that day today. So I will get another day's worth of salary from her, and then I'll get her to quit the job. And I'll just get them to do their first kiss, and then they can decide what they want to do with their relationship from there. But that should hopefully help them with all their wants and things that they've got going on right now. And there we go. So that should keep them happy for now. So let's have a look and see where we are in terms of what Blathers has in his collections. So there we have all the insects, and I have all the fish except for the ones that are exclusive to Salvadorada and Sulani. So I'm going to leave it here for this week's episode, and in next week's episode I will probably take Blathers and T on holiday to Sulani. Sulani has the most fish to catch. There's only 3 that are exclusive to Salvadorada, so it will be another holiday episode in Sulani. We'll catch the Sulani fish. If I've got time, we'll also do Salvadorada. If not, that will be the week after. And we will be putting more money and effort into getting the museum built. And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching.